Since I have managed to have an opportunity of sitting with a professional, so I will come up with this topic because I have been looking out to have this conversation with someone, but I had to have this with someone professional.
Okay.
So, what's your take on this LGBTQ? I identify as a dog, I identify as a cat thing.
Yeah. No,
You are
that's
aware about all the
yeah.
stuff
Of
which has been
course, of
happening,
course,
like
of course.
people are identifying as a dog and barking on the streets. Have you seen
It's
that?
it's very petty actually to do that. But see, we have enough evidence that ये अब की बात नहीं है. You
Okay.
see temples of Khajuraho and stuff.
Hmm.
We've had they are termed as non-binary. So other than just being male and female, there is a non-binary aspects of it. Okay, in the sense that you don't identify with. Identification is different. There are many physiological changes. So there's this concept of the gender-bread person, in the sense that there are identity, the way you form, the way you dress, the way you think, who are you attracted to, who you are not attracted to. There is much to do it than just as simply as saying that you identify. We know of eunuchs also. We know in when a child is born, or you see on the roadsides, they have this, they are humiliated by calling them chakkas and stuff like that. But that's not how you know that they exist. It's just that you have never paid attention or even have tried to find out what their life and what it means. It's not just simply. So there is genetic changes, there are biological changes. As I said, it's a complex topic. It's not as I'll give you a simple example. My name previously was Chetna Mankar. Okay. And then I've had a legal change of name, and I call now it means on all my passport, everything is come to Aanya Jai. And this is very common in women, like post marriage and stuff. People change any instances or something. Now there are my new friends. Now I have requested you or my friend to say that please call me Anya going forward, because I have formed a new identity and I would love. Now, if purposely they still call me Chetna, no, but it is a habit now. I would still feel bad, right?
Okay.
It has nothing to do with you or me per se. It's like I'm requesting you, please call me by my first name, like the name that I would like to be called. And the other person, if they are a good friend to you, आपका क्या जा रहा है?
Okay.
Means, is there something that is forget anything? You would like, if you like me, yeah, sure, I will call you what you like me to call you.
Okay.
Very rarely there are those people who will know I will call you what I want to call you. And this happens even in relationships and stuff, like some people like the pet names that are given to them, some don't. Simple thing like mota mota, motu motu, we call them. And we are like, क्यों बोलना है? नहीं, प्यार से तो बोल रहा हूँ, ये क्या हुआ? You want to call someone who doesn't want to be called Motu. But when someone is asking you that please call me by this, why are you having the issue with respect to that?
So this we took the example about name, but I want to ask you about the basic thing, like क्या वो identity वाली चीज, मेरे को उस चीज का रूट जानना है कि अगर एक a person is identifying himself or herself as an another animal, so वो चीज उस चीज का I want to question its existence.
It starts in childhood, Atharva. In the sense that you will see small children, they will act like अरे जब class nursery में होते, what does the cow do? Moo.
Okay.
You become a cow. You see fancy dress competitions. Children are taught to go and identify themselves as animals.
Correct.
That is not wrong. But as adults, when you say I'm identifying, so it is so, and this what is coming up because they are getting. This is again a lobbying. This is again very politically motivated. To try the LGBT community and everything is very politically motivated.
Correct.
Trying to put them down or trying to stop that movement or not, like same thing that was happening to women as well, right? With the feminist movement. So the people in power will always try to subdue the other ones who are trying to gain their rights and stuff as well. And some people are making a joke out of it. Now, if you decide, if someone says that I identify as a dog lover. Now, if I identify as a dog or not, now that is again, it's a legal issue, that what do I identify as an animal or not. Now, again, that's where so much of debate is happening, that how do you prove? when people make a very simple classification ki you are X chromosome and Y chromosome and that's about it. But no, it is not. In a woman also there are so many women who are different. Someone is thin, someone is fat, a man is bald, and this thing, does that make them less of a man? If a person is bald, does that means there are so many varieties with respect to that? And someone who's identifying them, if someone comes and say, no, I am identifying some as a dog, please call me a dog or treat me like a dog, it's a role play. Okay, I said if you want to play, I will play. If that is what is going to give you happiness, am I getting affected? Would I introduce my child to someone like that? Then that is why people are having questions that what kind of society are we building? Should this? So don't make it so serious. Make it that okay, uncle or auntie is just role playing. They are acting like a dog and have a good time.
Okay, I get what you're saying, and I
acknowledge
that.
But this is a very personal view that I'm giving. This is how I would handle a particular situation.
Yeah,
that is what I'm giving.
I buy that कि मेरा भी, because this is my way also कि ठीक है तुमको ऐसा चाहिए कर लो भाई, मुझे परेशान मत करो, that's it. But I want to ask you the scientific existence of that person. मतलब जो बंदा बोल रहा है कि he identify as a dog or a cat.
Yes.
I want to ask you from his, is there a problem or is that a scientifically proven
thing?
No,
there is a science also behind it, but it is very few. So there is a book, very famous book called A Boy Who Was Raised as a Dog.
Okay.
There is a book where it is an actual case study of a child and a boy who was raised in captivity and who was treated like a dog, who was caged, was fed like a dog and everything, and he started to believe that he is a dog.
Okay.
There are very severe. There is a thing that a woman who thought she was a hat. These are psychological problems and psychological issues of schizophrenia and stuff, where the other person identifies themselves as an object or something else. Now, this people have misconstrued it, have displaced it, misplaced it, and मजाक के लिए करना है कुछ ये.
अभी 25 साल की उम्र तक he was a normal man, but 27 को he decides कि अब मैं identify as
no, now we don't know if he is having an episode. Is he doing it for intention of a human being? Is very thing. We don't know if it's actually a psychological issue. So unless he does not go for testing. And for me, I have been very inclusive with respect to mental health. In the sense, like, we have people spectrum from autism and other mental health disorders. Instead of outcasting them, like, people were sent to asylums. Why don't we integrate them into inclusive schools? Integration at a particular level, not to the extreme cases where they are violent and other aspects. Why don't you include them? Can we hold space for something like that? But nahi ho pata. So there are scientific cases and stuff, and I wouldn't say that now if a person in such trauma they have come through, and it is okay for them to be what would it be? Would they be healed? Would they not be healed? Let them be and let them live the way they want to live in that perspective as well. But yes, this is scientifically, there are people where psychologically they do believe people believe that the world is flat and it is not a globe. So, but then we cannot have those people being air pilots, because that will not, means practical examples. Because
and even the examples or the real life examples which you mentioned about people actually believing that they are dog or they are
conditioned.
Hat, but
it is.
Yes, exactly. They are conditioned since childhood or since a prolonged period of time in their life, and that has forcefully brought them into
it's a trauma response
that has brought them into a situation which has made them to believe that they are something.
Yes, I'll tell you a very here in India this is very prevalent, and I think there was a very famous movie also that was made with respect to that. So how men, having a boy child is so cherished in the Indian society. Many a times people have 2 daughters, 3 daughters, and still then finally they give up. They turn one daughter into a boy. It can be the second child or something. They turn and they start talking about that girl as she's a boy. The English doesn't have the
liberty
two and means that male female thing doesn't come in English much. But they will start identifying themselves. The child will start believing that they are a boy. They will act. They will have the haircut. They will have your gender roles. Okay, if they want to, but it's a responsibility of the parent. You're associating the wrong identity to the wrong gender. that all is okay. But when actually an adult is trying to say something else, then you're saying that is not okay. It is all about what the society is consenting. This is wrong. That child has no power also, and then you're putting that. But this is happening in society. No one is addressing this issue. They are making it, and it's not even LGBTQ or anything. This is that's a female child. She's a girl. She knows that. But you have been telling her. There have been cases where the child is standing and peeing. It becomes to that level. They start acting and behaving, and there are. I think there was an Irfan Khan movie in this as well. They got the girl, means everyone believed it's a boy, and they got the woman married to a woman only. So there are such severe cases that do happen, and people are not talking about those, and then they are talking about these. So let people so if someone is, these things are wrong, how are you going to address all of this?
But with the movement of LGBTQ, the problem is not only the acceptance or acknowledgement of their identities or their individuality. The problem has gone beyond that.
It is about human. Why can't you just forget about the gender? And even from the many times, some people, just because it's cool or just because it's an experiment, I want to just try this out, I want to just this is more cooler, people are doing that just for that sake as well, without actually, it means because it's convenient for them, or they just want to rebel, so they are doing this.
True.
So there are so many levels to that, again, to do that. But in the end, just treat a human being as a human being. That is the rights that they want. If they want to raise a child, if they want medical treatment, what are they asking for? They're asking for medical treatment and rights. They are saying if they want to be with a partner who they want to be. And if it is with consent, give them the basic rights, what that might be there. And then later on, and all these are societal evils and means other issues which you feel are, that is education. You educate the youth.
But I think the political involvement into this has made this beyond just giving them their rights.
It's a distraction.
Yeah, it's a
distraction from major problems that matter there.
Like if we simplify or linearly construct this, it could be कि ठीक है उनको उनके rights चाहिए तो उनको उनके rights दे दो. But now it has become more than that. It has become कि ठीक है हमें rights तो चाहिए, but at the same time they need the, you can't say directly control, but they need themselves to showcase themselves to the children, to the child's community of the any society.
No, let them know. Why are you so insecure if they want to come in front? So at Harvard also there was a friend of mine she was lesbian and stuff. I wouldn't, they're just normal human beings. Right. What you do and what choices you have in intimacy, it's never discussed in public.
Correct.
You dress how you now also you go to Delhi, you go abroad and stuff, you have people dressing in the most different form. And is it a boy or a girl? Yes, it is a difficult question at home. It is just a human being. Why can't you just accept that? And that is, you are feeling insecure about your child getting exposed to that. Why are you having that insecurity? You raise your child the way you want. Till 18 you have all the right to, and if you don't want them, don't go to those places, don't expose, walk out of the restaurant, don't expose them, don't miss. कितना करोगे, एक दिन तो उसको दिखाई देगा ही. He will have to, he or she will have to question it. So sort out your priorities right now. Decide what values or what things you want to expose your child to. For me, I know that I've been everywhere. I know what acceptance looks like, and I am okay with giving it, and I will teach my child as and when. Right now, but yes, now is not the time, because the gender identity. Now also my child says I like shiny things. I like, what is so wrong in that? But I am also aware of what Indian society expects for gender roles. I will not put maybe nail paint. I will, but I will remove it before he goes to school. You getting it? I will. So you have to have a balance in all of these things. Nahi, chichi, only girls. Lipstick, because his dad is away most of the time. Now he sees me. What he sees, he will want to do it and try it. It's a very natural and normal thing. And then it's me that, no, girls put lipstick, but why don't you put a lip balm? I get him the Nivea ka normal Vaseline balm and give him. He's taking care of his lips. Because they do get chapped. In the end, thandi mein sabke oat fatte hain.
Right.
just because you're taking care of your lips doesn't make you less of a man or less of a woman, or more of a man or more of a woman.
Correct.
तो balance की बात है. This unnecessary people have made it into something so like a controversial topic. Bring out the balance, raise this thing. Gender roles are there. You decide what the kind of family background you are coming and what kind of values you want to instill in your child. So this is this is what I am doing in these unpredictable times. So,
it's like you have to have a very individualistic approach towards everything, not a generalized thing.
Yeah, because
that is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I have had friends who are non-binary. I know how to deal with them. I don't. They are just human beings, yeah, and they give me a different perspective. And we rarely speak about who they are with. We are talking about other topics.
Correct.
We are not just talking about वो हम क्या उसी बारे में नहीं बात करते हैं. We talk about so many other topics कि अरे यार न्यूज़ में क्या हो रहा है, what is happening, or which book did you read, or can you guide me to the good restaurants है क्या आपके city में. What you talk to a normal human being, वो तो last topic है कि हाँ, okay, do you like someone, or say, okay, ठीक है, fair enough. I am not comfortable going too deep into it because I will not understand it because I am straight. But ठीक है, that is okay. Let them do that. So it's just like a normal person that you're talking to and what kind of friendship you want. But nothing is threatening to it. I don't feel it. Some people do, and
there is also an angle of like the community influencing the children in the school and all.
That can happen also, but then teachers are there for it. If they are
but because of the political agendas or involvement, they say that the institutes are in the West are controlled by the government.
Yes,
you are familiar with that. So they are since involved with those communities and the schools and the government. So it's like the children and the parents are left alone, and everything surrounding the children beyond the house, the like हर जगह से वो influence हो रहे हैं towards this. This is what they are complaining about.
See, now that is again because you are not giving them the right kind of education, and they're
to
rebelling.
The children or to the
protesters? To both. To both sides there has to be. Now protesters who are protesting, it is they are wanting validation, and influence कब से is the same as smoking and drinking. Though LGBTQ is not a sin or negative anything, but influencing तो सबके. How can you say इतना ads cigarette के ads देखे हैं? How much in movies they've shown कि smoke करो आप बड़े cool हो. Actors and actresses are doing it, and it's considered a very cool thing. Though it is killing you, means causing cancer, there is scientific evidence. यहाँ पे तो scientific evidence भी नहीं है कि क्या होगा. Then what are you scared of? Even if they're influencing, then आप अपने you don't doubt your parenting. You are insecure of your parenting because the West is a highly individualized society. They think only of themselves. They raise their children very differently. कि आप individual, आप are least interested, you do अपना. Now they need to change their parenting styles if they feel their children are getting influenced by this. You take more active involvement in your child's life. You guide them, you take them, you teach them what it is to be done.
This sounds more fair.
No, you take more active part, so it is becoming individualized. Smoking, agar child smoking, and at that rebel phase, all teenagers do. Smoking ho, drugs ho, drinking ho, everyone is going to rebel. And now it is about this identity also. They will all tattoos katham. I remember me, I have tattoos all over. I did a tattoo when it was not allowed, but I got so my grandmother had tattoos, by the way. Tattoo as this thing art is a very ancient art. It is not something abhi jo ho raha. Right. So she told me, so she had this Ram Lakshman ka, Vitthal Rukmai. Okay. So that's the relevance of Krishna and Radha in this thing. So she had it, and I would always, and she had one here, bindi, like a bindi here, and on her chin 3 dots. Okay. And I was always in, Aji, tell me na, so Aji kaha hai, what is this, what? And she was behind me to pierce my nose. Piercing तो कभी हुआ नहीं मेरे से, but tattoos का हुआ. So I have this Vitthal Rukmai on my fingers here. Oh, wow. So so that also was rebel. You remember how negative tattoo was? I mean, 20-30 years back, it was considered very like having a tattoo. But it is an ancient thing that has been there. So, but yeah, we took the proper care. I understood. And then at one point I stopped. Now I don't feel like jitna karna tha ho gaya. So it's a phase. again, it is upon you, the repercussions of it. Is it healthy, is it not safe? So there are more important things than just debating कि किसका mind कौन influence कर रहा है. And forget about advertising, see the advertising and stuff, the amount of influencing that they have. And today's world is all about influencing. The social media is filled with it. So you need to be confident about your parenting skills in order to stop or how to guide your child. And yeah, so